Hi, here we are at NAB 2022 with one of 3 videos we're doing with Broadcast Bionics. We've got Dan here. Hi Dan, how are you doing?
Hi, good to be here.
Good, good. So we're here to talk about Bionic Table.
Yeah, and this is a completely new concept to broadcasting. But for a while, I think broadcasters have been looking for a different kind of production space. We're used to building big, heavy, monolithic studios, but now with more podcast and non-linear content, people want a different kind of space to produce from, and they haven't really known what that is. So we're suggesting that perhaps that might be what we call the table or Bionic table. So this is it. I mean, it's not actually a physical table, although our stand builders have made us a very lovely table, but it's the idea.
It could be any table.
Yes, any table. But the minimum a studio could be is a physical table, something to put your stuff on and a place to tell your story around. And on that table, you need 4 microphones and 4 headphones, and that's it. So when we walk away, there's no computer in here. There's actually just a very simple,
there's got to be some hardware, right?
Little audio edge device. Single cable from that, so that's power over Ethernet. So these 4 microphones and the 4 headphones all plug into that one box. And then everything to turn this into a complete radio and production studio is done in software on a virtual machine. We arrive at the table, we bring our iPads, and then here I have an interface, and this interface turns this table into a complete broadcast studio or podcast production space.
So who operates the? Yeah, this is the if you like, the talent will operate it because it's so easy.
Yeah, so it's for non-specialist kind of operators.
Again, a web interface.
A simple web interface, and I can see the 4 microphones. So maybe there's just the 2 of us. So I drag my microphone and your microphone down.
Okay.
But maybe you want to bring a network audio source from somewhere else on our Livewire or AES67 network. So let's bring a couple of external sources in. Let's drag an audio file on, and that will automatically be normalized, so the levels are all set for you, so you kind of can't mess that up. Maybe we'll bring Chris in as a guest because he's on the phone. And again, there's no mixer. We're building a mixer dynamically by the fact that we've told the table that we need these various elements. And there's no talk show system. That's automatically been created. The computer knows I want to call Chris, then it generates a hybrid and lets me dial like that. The final type of source we have is a web mic. That's WebRTC from my device. So if I connect in like that remotely. Now that currently we're obviously in the same building, but I could be anywhere in the world, and I've now connected to the table, and I can both hear what's happening on the table, but I can also then contribute the audio directly from this device. So I've got remote guests on the phone, remote guests from any web browser, network audio sources, local microphones, I've got talkback, I've got preview, all the capabilities of a modern studio. But when we walk away at the end of the day, turn out the lights, all that's left behind is 4 microphones, 4 headphones, and a table. Typically, this would probably be aimed at non-linear kind of broadcast content. So I hit record on the table. Everything we do is being, recorded. At the end of that, I finish recording, and again, I can export that back out, either as a stereo file or as a multi-track file, so I can again put this into Pro Tools or Adobe Audition and remix what just happened around the table if I want to do a craft edit at the end. If not, we could be streaming this live, we could be broadcasting this live over the audio network. So a couple of things. This is a new physical paradigm for how you might control studios. It's a new, much more simpler idea about how we might build production spaces. Instead of building complex spaces where we expose all the technology, what if we made that technology disappear? And the fun thing we have there is it's not just about creating a simpler space from a technical standpoint. The way you inhabit the space and the way that both your talent and guests react when they're at something like the table is really quite relaxed and informal. We're just having a conversation around the table rather than sitting in a big complex studio surrounded by all these
it's quite
screens.
imposing. I was going to say, arguably, broadcasters have studios. What's the point? The point is that it's a much more relaxed, much more calming environment. It's not so imposing, and people can just concentrate on having the discussion.
And they will continue to have some studios, but they need additional spaces and an increased number of spaces. And instead of building more and more studios, then next and adjacent to those studios, if they can have tables, because every meeting room could actually also double up as a table.
And of course, the cost element, it's going to be lower cost than important. And if you're building up in numbers, you've got less hardware to deal with.
Yeah, and much simpler, less specialist operations. So typically podcasts tend to be, I don't know, stand-up comics or sports people presenting.
There you go.
You don't need to surround them with a whole technical team. They can walk up to the table and operate using their own device.
Within an hour or so, they're going to be pretty proficient.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dan. Now, there's 2 other videos with Broadcast Bionics, which you can find on the playlist. And for everything else that we're doing at the show, go to kitplus.com. Thank you very much.